Good morning, everyone. I'm Martha Stokes, and I'm a chartered market technician. I'm a retired buy side, and I love to share some ideas with you. I think all of you are very excited about it. And I had a request last week from someone from TradingView who's been studying my work, and so I'm going to follow up on that today. They asked about MSFT and why it's going down. What's the problem? What's going on with it? And so I'm going to tell you. There is an internal war in the market that you don't know anything about, and it's been going on since 2008. The stock market and financial markets are completely and absolutely separate from governments and world things and all the stuff that's going on. It doesn't matter if you look back in history and you check out all the times that there was a war, like from 2001 to Afghanistan war was 16 years long. Did the stock market go up? Yes, it went up. They may be a minor dip when there's a start to a war, but it doesn't hold the market down for long because the market doesn't care and doesn't have anything to do about that. There are 12 different market participant groups. And of course, when something happens, the retail groups, which are the least educated, that's why I'm here, is to educate you about what's going on the professional side, what's happening with the professionals and what they're thinking. Okay. So earlier there was this AI bubble thing last year. Oh, AI is bubble, it's going to crash. And it started some downtrends. What was happening was that corporations that develop AI or AI technology or cloud technology or whatever realized that the demand for AI was so high that they needed to invest more in infrastructure. They needed to build more databases and more hardware to float on the cloud, to float the AI, which is a neural net. It's not a software program, it's a neural net. That's a huge, huge difference. And it has a vast library. The neural net is this huge library in the cloud, and the AI can tell its other components because there's many AIs working on every question you ask. It's a tiered different level of AIs that research and go out and give you the answers. It's not just one AI. One AI organizes it, and all the others participate. So they go out and they check everything. Well, we had that AI bubble thing, and a lot of retail traders said, "Oh no, the market's going to crash. AI bubble. We're going to have a bear market." Well, no. All we had was corporations doing the smart thing. They were getting ahead of the game. There's phases to a new technology. When Microsoft first came out in the 80s, it had all kinds of problems. It was a disaster. And there were other computer companies too competing for it, and so on and so forth. So over time, there's phases or cycles where the new technology has to have some underpinnings or some infrastructure, and then the corporations that are leading build upon that. We already know who the leaders are: Microsoft, Google, Apple, all the big ones. This is their time to shine like they did in the 1990s. And so they were starting to build infrastructure in late 2024, and into 2025. So there was a slowing down of their growth as they built all this huge infrastructure in all the warm states where they can have solar power, and all of them have this huge solar power panels and everything. And they're building these facilities around this isolated area for people to live and housing and all this stuff. So they're building a new world order, sort of like going back in time where agriculture, anybody that owned a lot of property was the wealthy people of that time in the turn of the century, in 1800s and turn of 1900s. And so they they hired everybody. They built towns and houses for people to live in, and they basically supported the whole community. We're getting back to that kind of thing because we're a digital economy. We are no longer a consumer-based economy, folks. Get over it. We're a digital economy. Soon there won't be any paper money at all. There's hardly any coins left, and the paper money paper money is going away very rapidly. It'll all be on your phone or whatever you use to pay things with. It'll just be automatic, peer-to-peer, cryptocurrency, so on and so forth. So, but the sell-side institutions wanted to create an AI bubble myth so that everybody would sell stocks and they could sell short and then buy to cover and make lots of money. It didn't work. Buy-side institutions started buying as the sell side institution tried to sell short. They got whacked. They didn't have great earnings last year. The banks were struggling, and they're still struggling. So they're going, oh, okay, what can we do? Oh, here we go. All these corporations are investing in their infrastructure. They're putting all their capital into the infrastructure. And there's some new AIs out there. So let's tell everybody that reads our news and our financial news that, guess what? There's going to be a huge collapse of the big ones, the big guns, Microsoft, Google, Apple, and Amazon, and all those companies, because when new AI comes out, everybody's going to rush and use the new AI. It's like, what kind of garbage is this? I look at this and I go, are you kidding me? Capital investment is what buy-side institutions wanted them to do, because they needed for the second phase of AI. There's going to be like 4 or 5 or 6 phases of AI. It's going to go on and build and build and build. This may be the longest bull market in the history of the United States. There's 20 new technologies, and AI is the tip of the ship that's carving its way through the ice to build this new world order. It's amazing, and you don't know this. You say, oh, so this news report says that they're going to lose all their customers. Microsoft's going to lose all their customers. They're all going to. Are you kidding me? There's nothing more loyal than small businesses. Who does Microsoft cater to besides the average PC owner, which they plug in their Copilot for free? Small businesses. Small businesses have been surviving because Microsoft has AI, which is helping them and their companies during this very hard time to build and grow and survive this time, this huge change that's going on. So the news saying that, well, they're going to lose customers. They're not going to lose any customers. The small business owner and the mid-sized business owners are extraordinarily loyal. First of all, it will cost them a ton of money to start a new AI program. The AIs have to be trained by the employees of the small business or the corporation. Once they've got them trained, then it starts making money. And that was another question. Oh, well, AI hasn't proven to really help businesses. First, they have to train it. They have to teach it the language. They have to show it what they want. They have to explain. It takes time. That's what happened in 2025. Now we're in 2026 and people are going, okay, maybe we can get this thing to work better. And it's all a process. So this is something that's been going on, but the sell-side institution wants you to panic and sell. Buy-side institution is going, isn't going to happen, guys, because we see all these bargain price stocks and we're going to get into it. We're going to push that price up and we're going to hold the line, because the buy-side institutions have the fiduciary responsibility of all those 80 million or more 401ks and 100 million IRAs. If their investors panic and sell, they lose money. So they're telling their 401ks and their IRA holders and everything, hold the line. Just wait. If you sell, you will lose, which is true. It's a fact. You can't get out and in on a long-term investment fast enough because it's going to reverse quickly. So right now we're just having little nudges. Buy side is going around and popping the price up and selling. Sell side is trying to doom and gloom, doom and gloom. Oh, the world is coming to an No, it's not. You need to stop listening to the retail news because it is misinformation. There's nothing wrong with Microsoft, Google, Amazon, CRM, Apple. They're all doing what they're supposed to do, and the buy-side institutions will support them. And so you say, oh, I'm going to sell short. Oh, and I'm going to use a limit order. Bad idea. Now all of a sudden the stock is going up in price. You panic and you sell and take a loss. Stop doing this, please. Because you can make far more money and you can do far better if you understand there's a war going on that matters. And it's between the sell side and the buy side. The sell side institutions are mostly banks and huge financial services companies. And their reports are going to be not so great because they haven't been doing so well. And they're reporting in 2 weeks. So they're scrambling. They're scrambling. But the buy-side institutions are there and they will support it. They're not going to support it until they know how low will it go, how much panic is going on, and then we'll get in. They're not worried about the stock price going down further because they're holding it for long term. They're investors. So you have the buy-side institutions with their fiduciary responsibility supporting the market and making sure that all the pension fund holders and owners are comfortable and holding and waiting it. So this may drag on, it may dip further and further, but sometime it's going to suddenly reverse. And it may reverse on good news, it may not. Last time we had HFTs and it was a nightmare because HFT AI was picking some false news and then causing the HFT triggers to gap down at market open. It's like, oh my gosh. So you have to understand the layers of the market. There are 12 different market participant groups. You're on the outside, you're in the retail side, and you don't know what's going on. I'm trying to tell you, the most important thing for you to do is stop listening to this news and ask questions and learn how the buy side is supporting the market. Because you see this super drop here? This is a massive decline of this indicator. And so this is going to pop up and up. And this is a super strong support level. That's from the April flash crash of last year. And look how that moved right back up. Okay, so you're thinking, oh, I should sell short? Because the news is not real news. It's made up false news, giving you false information, telling you something that isn't true. Investments in infrastructure is a good thing. It's the start of the second phase of the AI technology, which is going to go on for years and years and years. This is a long-term thing. We have 20 new technologies. You haven't even started to learn all the new technologies. You're just learning AI. Okay? I've gone over my time, but I did want to share this with you. So if you're in a long-term investment, don't try to sell at the low. You buy low and you sell high. And you do that with all trading and investing. I'm Martha Stokes, and that's the topic for today.